Hey tower runners, it's fall in the United States, and what does that mean? Well, for one thing, it's getting cooler. The big thing though is tower running is back, and we're excited about that. There's 3 big races this weekend. The big cup race is in Los Angeles, where Lucas Matson is going to be defending his title. Can he break the record again? Or is there a doctor or a workman that has something to say about that? We're going to talk about that and more races on Races and Recaps on the Tower Running channel. Welcome back. Welcome to the inaugural show of the Tower Running channel. What we're going to be bringing you in 2017 is a variety of things. Training techniques and tips, recovery, interviews with top climbers and professionals to help you with your vision and your goals in your racing. And this is going to be one aspect of the show. Is going to be races and recaps. If you've been on the Facebook group sites and you're a tower runner that's been around, these will replace the posters that we had on Friday, which highlighted one race. With the video, we can highlight more than one race, and we're looking forward to doing that. Now, if you're new to tower running, we're so glad you're here, and we're going to be bringing you information in 2017 to help you with your races. You can, if you're not on the Facebook site, you can go to Stair Climbing Sports. You can type that in on Facebook and ask to be joined to that group, or you can go to Stair Climbers International. Those are 2 really good groups where if you have questions to ask, those people will help you. You just have to ask to join and somebody will add you to the group. Spammers need not apply. Now let's get into races. We're not going to talk about recaps because we had a lot of races this summer, more than normal. Tower running is starting to become a year-round sport, which is great. Had a lot of stadium races, and there were a lot of tower races, so normally at this point we would talk about some of the recaps, but we're going to bypass that and go right into the races this weekend. So there's actually 4 races. There's a stadium race on October 1st in Tempe, Arizona at the Sun Devil Stadium. It's a CF race, and it's firefighter oriented. We'll put a link in the show notes below so you can take a look at that. It should be a fun event. And then next we have a race October 2nd in Boston at the One International Place. This is a 46-story building. It's also a CF race. It should be a great race. I don't have a list of the elite climbers or competitive climbers in the race, so I don't know who's racing, but it should be a great race. There's a lot of really good climbers in the Northeast area. And then comes the 2nd annual Space to Base race at the Space Needle in Seattle. And last year, the people that did this said they had a great time. It's the first time last year they ever let anybody into the Space Needle. So that's very cool. You're actually outside. You're enclosed. You're safe, but you're outside. So it's a great race, and everybody seemed to really enjoy it. We'll also put the show notes in the show notes below to that event. Probably, I don't have a list of the elite athletes, but probably PJ Glassey's X-Gym team will probably dominate that race. They've just got the best climbers and the best athletes up there. And if you live in the Seattle area and you want to get in great shape, I urge you to check out X-Gym. So our feature race coming up is the US Bank Tower in Los Angeles. Now that's going to be Friday, September 30th. The race starts at 11:30 in the morning and goes all day. There's 3,500 climbers in this race, so it's an all-day event. They close off streets. It's a great event. And fortunately, it looks like the weather's going to cool down. I was in Los Angeles Monday, and it was 100 degrees, and it was really hot last year when I did this race. This year looks like it's going to be from the 60s to the 80s, so should be a little bit cooler than last year, and it's an awesome event. Now, last year, Lucas Matson won the race, his very first race, and he also broke the tower record in 8 minutes and 56 seconds. Now this is a 75-story building race. It's a cup race, at the points, the U.S. national ranking system called towerrunningusa.com. So it's a high points race, and there's going to be a lot of great climbers coming out there. Now, one of the climbers who's #1 ranked in the U.S. right now is Alex Workman. So Alex is going to probably try to distance himself from the #2 and 3 climbers who's very close in points. Sperl Love is #2 ranked in the U.S. He's just a few points behind, and Dr. Thomas Scott is ranked 3rd, and he's just a few points behind that. Dr. Scott is also going to be at the race. So these 3 guys really have something to prove, and it is going to be tough to beat Lucas. He's a really great competitor. He's only done 2 races, and both his races he's broken the record at both the buildings. On the women's side, we have Christine Suskins. She's ranked 4th in the U.S., and she's really done well this year. She's probably the odds-on favorite, followed by Veronica Stalker. But there's something interesting in this year's race, a little fray in the tower running community, so to speak. Actually, Kristen Renshaw is going to be back racing. For you folks that don't know her, she was the top woman in the U.S. and one of the top women in the world for the years that she raced, and she's going to be back racing. Her husband Brady will also be there, and he's a great climber. So it'll be interesting to see just what happens on the women's side of the races. So all in all, it's going to be a great weekend of races. I've looked, and all the registration is open on all these races. So if you're in the Boston area, Seattle, LA area, Tempe, Arizona, go ahead and register and race. There's a little fundraising, and it depends on each charity is what the fundraising is, but it goes to a great cause. And if you haven't done a race before, just get out and do one. You'll have a great time. The people in this sport are awesome. So we look forward to everybody having a great race this weekend. Safe travels. We'll be coming out with recaps from this race and adding more races and adding more content to this channel. So we look forward to seeing you at the top. And for everybody climbing this weekend, have a great climb and fast times, and we'll see you at the top. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.